Ahoy there, I'm TinyPirate. Welcome back to Cosmoteer. Today we're going to have goodies versus baddies. It's going to be the Borg cube. It's going to be the bird of prey. It's going to be the Star Destroyer versus the Millennium Falcon, the Daedalus, and the Enterprise. And I might give them some help later on as well. We'll see. Who do you think is going to win? Goodies or baddies? So I have conducted a few more refit operations on the Daedalus. In particular, Nathaniel Wood suggested in comments that the small reactors were just as efficient as the big reactors, so taking a few people's advice, I have actually switched out a few of the larger ones for small ones, especially up the front here, and put in some power banks to try and reduce the explosiveness of the front of the ship. I've also put in, as you'll see, a little bit more armor here and point defense because, sorry, I can't remember who pointed it out, but the Daedalus, you could use the railguns for point defense against fighters and probably missiles. So these point defense systems symbolize that, which I think is pretty cool. I'm also inclined to give it a rear cabin control area just because it seems weird not to put it frankly. It just seems like, you know, engineering would offer that, right? You'd have some control of the ship from somewhere else. So I'm just going to chuck it in somewhere random like there, and I'll just let them crack on like that. That's fine. They seem happy as Larry now. You will note that the number of people required to fully run the ship is 162, so I have had to cram in a lot of people. I've also put in a little chicane here to slow down the blasts if there is the loss of the front of the ship. So I can't apologize for that. The ship is just big. It needs all these doors for people to get around. I know they do carry the blast, but when they're crossing beds and stuff, it slows them down. I want them to take the best route they possibly can, and that's up to them to figure out. So I think this is good to go. I've also switched it back to the normal missiles. I just didn't really like the shock missiles. They just didn't feel very appropriate to me. And actually, now that I think about it, I want to put a little bit of armor, make sure that every corner has armor on it. So there's a little bit more armor up and around here now. And in fact, these weapons, are they going to be fine with all these other bits and bobs in the way? I hope so. They should be alright. So I'm just having a quick look. I've got point defense at the back, point defense on the side, a little bit of extra armor there. That seems okay. I think that's going to be pretty solid. So I'm going to save that, then we're going to pull out the rest of the good guys fleet. So here is the rest of the good guys fleet. Let's check the Millennium Falcon. Is there anything we need to modify here? I suppose I could give it impulse engines. I might switch a few of them around just because it will make it extremely fast. What else does it need? I'm kind of okay with these general blasters. I mean, this is a little bit of an old-fashioned design for us by now. We've got all these shield projectors and what have you that are a little different bubble shields. We don't normally run them, but I honestly think this ship will need them because it gets really hammered pretty easily. So I think we'll just leave those be. I might do a little bit of switching of these kind of things just to allow the vessel not to instantly self-destruct if it does get hit. See, still plenty of power. So yeah, so we'll have a go with this one, I think, pretty much as is. Finally, let's have a look at the Enterprise. So we did refit it in the last episode. It is pretty jolly potent now. I do think that these, again, these thrusters at the side here that it has are, I don't know, not ideal. So I'm just going to flip them out for these impulse ones. Seems more fitting for a ship of this kind. All the others should be good. I think the weapons balance is about right. Photon torpedoes are going to be absolutely devastating compared to a lot of other weapons out there. Give them. There we go. We'll sort you out. Don't worry. Don't worry, Enterprise. We're going to make sure you're okay. Some of you sort of think the Enterprise should win all the fights, and you're entitled to your opinion, but you'd be wrong. Because frequently the Enterprise only just avoids dying, and the only reason it could possibly get away with that is in the TV series anyways, because they have like super good captains who are doing amazing things with their ships, and that's not always going to be guaranteed, especially with me around. And who will our fleet face? They're going to face a bird of prey. I'm not inclined to change this one too much because he already has quite a lot of power. First of all, he's a bit bigger than he should be. Should be quite a bit smaller, half the size of the Enterprise, but I built him a bit large and I didn't really have too much choice because I had to fit in all these systems, and without them it just wasn't really going to work. So I'm not really going to make any changes to this bad boy. I think he is just fine. He is still pretty damaging. I'm going to pull in the Borg cube last because it's massive and it might cause lag. So the next one off the ranks to look at is the Star Destroyer. This is pretty fine, I think. Especially it's got its tractor beams, it's got some ion blasters, it's got turbo lasers. Apparently the wrong color. Very sorry. Very sorry for all you purists out there. I don't mind. Actually, one thing I will do, because I know it's going to bug some of you otherwise, is just make this nose cone a little tougher. There we go. Look at that. That's a bit stronger now. Yeah, that seems a bit better. You all a bit happier now? It isn't ever going to be 100% strong and perfect because, you know, stuff in Star Wars, you put a couple of shape charges near it and everything just explodes. It just erupts. And that's canon. You can argue with George Lucas about that all you like. He won't listen to you because he's a bit of a weirdo from what I've heard. But you can try. I can't fault a try, alright? So, yes, occasionally things just explode in Star Wars and there's not much point in arguing about it. It's just one of those things. So we're just going to move on, alright? Yes. Even so, I have up-armored things a little bit. There's a little scattering more armor where there were gaps. I've put armor in where it made sense. So, yeah, this thing should be a little tougher than it was. I mean, I don't think it was weak. It just faced, you know, technology from beyond its science fiction realm. Weird alien sort of super science tech. And you can't really do much about that if you're a Star Wars character, can you? Just sort of frown into your soup. So, there we go. This is looking, he's a bit tougher now. Bit tougher. Stronger bird to take down. So I think that'll be fine. I'll just save this bad boy off and we'll get onto the Borg. So the Borg cube is the biggest ship we'll fight today. I'm not going to pull out the big Death Star, my massive one, because it will just destroy the game. This guy, he's possibly a little tough, to be perfectly frank. First of all, I've used the upgraded armor that comes with the ABH mod, I think it is. So this thing has far more armor than it should have, and there's a lot of spaced out stuff. So the little people inside it wander around. I could try and throwing down a little bit more kind of structural squares, but I don't know, because I know that a whole bunch of this thing is supposed to be structure, but honestly, it's going to take me forever. I mean, just listen to that. There you go. There's gantries for all of you hardcore people who like that sort of thing. Yeah, maybe I'll do that a bit more formally, because otherwise it's very tough for the bad guys or the good guys to get through. It's just got so much armor, and then there's not actually that much to destroy on the inside. So I might just, yeah, I'm going to do that now. Give it a bit of this stuff. Copy it around the ship a bit. Well, I have made the Borg cube a little more holy. In fact, I'm going to give it one more splat. There we go. So it's a little bit more holy and porous, which I think is what all you guys wanted. If it isn't, that's too jolly bad, because that's what I've done. So these are our combatants today. We have, just going to finish this, we have the Borg cube, the Romulan extra-sized bird of prey, and a Star Destroyer. You can go over there and look, I can give them a formation. Base that way, you guys. Just crack on. So who do you think is going to win? Is it going to be the Enterprise and the good guys here, or is it going to be the bad guys? So the bad guys are actually on the move. It's very slow, because the Borg cube is very slow. The Star Destroyer is not much quicker. These guys with the impulse engines are just burning around. The Millennium Falcon, it's a little bit ridiculous how fast it goes, to be perfectly frank. I know it's appropriate, but it also can't control itself. Watch, it just... Oh, well, the one time it doesn't do it. Okay, guys, come on, get in. Up here. I'm trying to just get these guys to all arrive at the same time at about the same place, so that I don't feel too bad like one side has got an unfair advantage. Oh, in come the photon torpedoes. That is not good that it's got the first shots off. Okay, so the Millennium Falcon has fired a volley of missiles at the bird of prey, but it's not going to do that much. They're going for are they going for the Star Destroyer? Okay, we've got to slow down a little bit. So, up here, the Daedalus is going straight in for the Star Destroyer along with the Millennium Falcon. The Enterprise is just decided to ignore the bird of prey. That's not a wise move, Enterprise. If I were you, I would be going for possibly the Star Destroyer or the bird of prey. But that's your choice as AI. But I do know, so the tractor beams are both going. I do know that you have the beam weapons to probably do a lot of damage to the Star Destroyer. Oh, and there it goes. That was a photon torpedo volley right through the hull. There wasn't any protection there. You're losing your missiles to the defenses of the Borg, which is fine. What is the bird of prey even thinking about doing? I don't know. It's just faffing. So Enterprise is slicing away. Once it's out of the shields, the photon torpedoes are having a harder time. This guy here... Oh no, the Daedalus. You just went straight up against the Borg cube. And now you are being picked off. It is not... Yeah, the missile defenses are firing and taking down your missiles, and your beams are not doing that great. There are fires all the way through. Massive explosions have taken place. The Daedalus, I think, is a wreck. Oh, the Enterprise has gone up, sitting between the Borg and the Star Destroyer. And, yeah, the Millennium Falcon did better than expected, but not ideal. This has been an absolute wipe. This has been a wipe for the bad guys. Disappointing, Team Good Guys. If you voted for the good guys, then you were sorely wrong, weren't you? Yeah. Look at them. There's just nothing left. There are a few good hits on the Star Destroyer, and I would actually say the Star Destroyer is about to just explode. But the bird of prey, totally unscathed, and ready just to wreak havoc all over the show. Will these... Let's have a look. These fires are pretty catastrophic. As soon as those reactors go up, it's going to be extremely bad news. There go the reactors. More fires have spread. Yeah, I think we can call the Star Destroyer a write-off, but that is, yeah, 3-1 to the bad guys. I actually want to try that fight again, and I want to do it... Well, what are you guys doing? I want to do it with a little bit more control, because it just doesn't feel like it was very fair. And I want to give the Enterprise a chance to kind of get in a little bit first, because I think it's a little tougher. And I'm going to try and get it to come round this side. So I'm going to flip these guys over to AI control now. And then we are going to try and just swing around the side here. Come on, guys. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Just move. Oh my god. Why won't you move? You're all getting into position before you'll move. Okay, now fight. Just something like that. Oh, what? The Enterprise is already shredded. Damn it! That seems totally inappropriate to me. It does still have almost all of its weapons up. Guys, this one. This one, the bird of prey here. Okay, that's fine. Now take out... Come in, take out the back of this bad boy. Now this is where the Daedalus and the Enterprise... Wow. The Daedalus is basically shredded, but it still has most of its weapons. So the Daedalus and the Millennium Falcon should be much better placed to come in behind the Star Destroyer. Yeah, come in right in behind. The Enterprise is just totally wrecked. Come on, get in nice and close. Both of you. Yeah, get nice and close. Can you move at all? No, Daedalus, not round the side. That's not where I asked you to go. This isn't going to work for you guys, is it? No, the Millennium Falcon just got cut in half. You've got to be back there. Why can't you move back there? And you can move back there now, but you haven't got any weapons, so it's a little bit pointless. Likewise, Daedalus, you're pretty tough. The nose cone is not exploding, but that doesn't really help much. Wow. Again, a total and utter wipe. There's only one answer for this. We need to bring out the Y-Wings, and we need to bring out the X-Wings. So we have got a refitted Y-Wing and a refitted X-Wing to play with. So in the Star Wars mod, they've now added proton torpedo launchers. So I've chucked them in, given this thing a little bit of armor. I've replaced its lasers with the X-Wing lasers, which are probably about right for the Y-Wing. And I've done pretty similar things to the X-Wing. So here we've got X-Wing lasers, and otherwise it's fine. So it can just crack on, I think, being the beautiful little baby that it is. And I think we need a bunch of them to help out the good guys. So I'm going to lay them down now, and then we're going to set up the fight. The fighter screen is up. The bad guys are in position. I'm going to just flip them over to Team 4. They are... No, don't do that. Just come forward, alright? Now you guys, I want you over here. Can you do it successfully? They were giving me real trouble before. I think it was something about the formation work. And the Enterprise kept getting itself exploded. But I think... Oh, you're all waiting. Just go. Just move it, alright? I need you all to try and take someone down. You're all big enough to do it. I know the Daedalus definitely is. So come on, get in there, get in there, get in there. So we want to kind of avoid the... What are you doing? Why are you going all the way up there by yourself? You're going to get yourself destroyed. So Enterprise, Daedalus, Falcon, the rest of you, just go. Okay, so for some reason, one brave Y-Wing is right in there just... I have no idea what that guy's doing. He shouldn't be there. Meanwhile, there seems to be... I think there's a bug with certain ship and fleet sizes. What are you guys doing? You should, like, put you over to the AI normal. So what are you doing, Enterprise? How is that helpful? You're gonna get... Oh, okay, so Daedalus is going straight in and close, as is the Millennium Falcon. Daedalus, if you're gonna do that, you need to basically hover about that far away. Enterprise, you're already gutted because you're just silly. And the rest of the ships... Let's slow things down a little bit. They are not exactly... Wow, there goes the Daedalus. Those quantum beams and the photon torpedoes just shredding it. The Millennium Falcon is going to take a lot of damage. These X-Wings are just destroyed. Oh no, this seems even worse than before. This is just a total write-off. And some of these ships, there's something weird going on. They get caught up on each other and they just won't move, so that's not exactly helpful either. So Daedalus destroyed, Millennium Falcon shredded, and I can't even find bits of the Enterprise left anymore. Look, it's just hovering over here. I don't know what it thought it was doing. These ships can take on the bad guys individually, but they come in as a group and they just get themselves wrecked. It's just a total mess. It is not a good look. It's not a good look at all. And these guys... Yeah, there is a bug. There has to be a bug. It's just not looking great. I mean, the Borg cube has had a pretty punishing go of it. Let's have a look. There's fires spreading. There is a lot of open space, which has helped. What's left of the Enterprise just slams the Borg to be shredded and photon torpedoed to death. Meanwhile, we've still got some lazy fighters back here. Just... yeah. There's something weird going on with large formations right now. I don't know what it is. Anyway, that's probably enough Cosmoteer. Do you think the good guys have been sore done by? What should I do differently next time? The Borg cube is a little bit over the top, but then again, so are the Bird of Prey's photon torpedoes. And if the Bird of Prey gets them off before the Enterprise, because the Enterprise charges straight up the middle, then the Enterprise is going to have a bad day of it. Do you disagree? I'm curious. I wouldn't mind refighting this. I think this could be done better, but I'm not quite sure how. One thing I do know is that it shouldn't have all these ships just bimbling. I mean, okay, well, never mind that one. But yeah, it seems a touch ridiculous at how poorly these ships, these little fighters and everything are moving around. I don't know what's going on. One more Y-Wing. The last brave Y-Wing has had its shield overwhelmed and destroyed, or its shields overwhelmed and destroyed. The wonderful Bird of Prey here seems to be having a hard time just moving in general, but with these photon torpedoes, that's not conducive to a good day. And it won't really be much different for these very, very slow-moving X-Wings, which is a bit disappointing. Anyway, I've been TinyPirate. This has been Cosmoteer. Goodies versus baddies. It's been a bit of a mess. A bit of a mess, but that's okay. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have too. Until next time, good night.